Hey guys. For this video, I'm going to be doing a movie review of Batman Forever. These early Batman movies, they all just combine together for me, especially because I haven't seen them in forever. I did not realize that, what's his face, what is his, the guy who plays Robin in Batman and Robin. I did not realize that he also appears in this one. I guess this was his debut. But then again, I think it makes sense because I think Batman and Robin with Clooney was supposed to have Val Kilmer, but he ended up not doing it, so they ended up getting George Clooney to play it. I'm assuming he was just essentially the same character with the same script. It just changed the main actor. But this one itself, this movie, it's essentially just following Batman and introducing his main villains. Or was it Riddler, played by, of course, Jim Carrey, which I fucking hate him as an actor. I just find him so irritating. I don't know. I'm assuming this was after The Mask. Okay, so apparently, The Mask was like a year before this, and then he made Batman Forever. I was wondering if maybe The Mask was, after this movie, or at least, I'm wondering if, like, maybe the reason for why he acts this way in this movie is because of The Mask, and apparently The Mask did come before, and I think that was popular, and so he did the same shtick. And he's been doing the same stick for the last how many years, and I just find it irritating as fuck. But yeah, the one thing I will say about the Riddler, I was impressed by how much fucking energy he put into making the Riddler, because those things were intricate, man. But yeah, that was, at least with that character, that's one thing I did like about this character, was just how much time and energy he had put into those riddles. And then of course there's, what was his name as Two-Face? God. But yeah, the one thing I did, Drew Barrymore shows up this as like the good side of Two-Face. I don't know what they're called. But, because he's two sides, like two faces, I think also he has split personality, but two sides, one that was like, damaged, and then the other side, and so he has, the bad side has this, like, devil chick, and then this other side has this, like, more angelic chick, played by Drew Barrymore. And it was kind of interesting to see how like everything that he did was just like two-sided, because even in his, his lair, that's it. He has like this like really dark, demonic, I guess, layer, and then this more like angelic side. So that was also interesting. Then of course there was Robin, which I didn't really care about, to be honest. I think they're trying to, with Batman, they're trying to do this whole thing about him being really broken about his parents' death. He's having nightmares. And then there's like Chase, Dr. Chase, what was her first name? I don't remember her first name, but, they had to introduce love interest, I feel, so they introduced Dr. Chase, who's a psychologist that, is really horny for Batman at the very beginning. That was before she knew, that Bruce Wayne was his, like, alter ego, and, she's just, like, hitting on Batman, in this really uncomfortable way, before he ends up going to her as Bruce Wayne, and she kind of dismisses him, I guess. Is more dismissive, I guess. He goes to her because he's trying to figure out who the Riddler is. And it's just, it reminds me very much of the whole Superman and Lois crap that annoys me. You know, she's kind of they lust after the masked version of these people, and then kind of are dismissive, sometimes even rude, of their actual people. And it was just kind of, I guess I'm just so tired of that kind of trope with superhero movies. I mean, give me Supercorp, where Lena, you know, adores Kara, and then is kind of like standoffish with Supergirl, understandably, because of her, you know, history of you know, Superman, and how he's so distrustful of Lois just because of what family she comes from. But yeah, I digress. So this movie was fucking long, I'll tell you that. So I'm trying to remember, because so much of it felt so much like filler. There was the Riddler. He had this like machine, I guess, that you can stick on their head and it will control their thoughts. You know, you can push your thoughts into their head and control them. And then I think Two-Face was going along with it because I guess Riddler was manipulating him. And that was pretty much it. That was the entire thing. It was just so kind of boring, I guess. There was the part where I fucking laughed my ass off was when, and it's kind of unintentional funny, where Robin, you know, he's with his family at the circus, of course, and Bruce Wayne's there, and the fucking Two-Face happened to show up and threatens to kill all the people, I guess, if Bruce Wayne doesn't, or Batman doesn't reveal himself. I don't know if he actually knew Batman was there, if that was a giant coincidence. But Robin was able to get, because they had this giant cartoonish bomb, that apparently doesn't, you know, it isn't very heavy, because Robin's able to lift it up to the top of the sky. Was it the top of the tent, and then roll it down into the harbor? I mean, if that's so light, I mean, the fact that was so light that he could just do that was so funny to me. And it kind of just reminded me of the Adam West, the Adam West scene where he takes the bomb and he's running around trying to get rid of it.
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
But that was, obviously, it was unintentional, probably inappropriate to laugh at, because his family ends up dying. Robin's family, that's when he eventually comes in, I guess Batman kind of adopts him. So, yeah. So that was pretty much it, to be honest. Yeah, so that was my review of, Tim Burton's, Batman Forever. So, yeah, if you did like this video, give it a like and subscribe to get notifications for all the videos I'll be doing. You guys have a nice night, stay safe out there, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.